knows too much.
Although the area around Dealey Plaza was loaded with important witnesses who picked up fragmentary clues on who killed JFK, the most important ones were culled out and never interviewed by the Warren Commission. In hindsight, it appears the more important an eyewitness testimony was, the more likely it would be flushed down a rabbit hole early in the game. Several people claimed to have seen men acting strangely on the 5th and 6th floors of the Texas Schoolbook Depository that tragic afternoon, and Richard Carr was one of the most important. He was interviewed by the FBI, although the report filed by the agents left out important details. This was not Carr's fault, obviously, but evidence of FBI manipulation of the case. During his FBI interview, Carr was told something along the lines of, "If you didn't see Lee Harvey Oswald with a gun on the 6th floor, you didn't see anything, and better keep your mouth shut." So Carr did exactly that until the Garrison investigation emerged years later. Although Garrison wisely tried to launch his investigation in secret, it was immediately exposed and denigrated by the media. Immense efforts were made to shut it down, and when that didn't succeed, they surrounded Garrison with spooks on all sides and snowed him under with useless leads to nowhere. Although some honest journalists appeared early on the scene, there were 8 or 9 secret agents sowing disinfo for every honest researcher like Penn Jones. The center of gravity was quickly handed off to suspicious characters, 2 of whom were lawyers, Mark Lane, former Army intelligence, and Mary Farrell, attorney for Mobile. While the FBI and CIA were busy destroying and hiding evidence, fake researchers were snowing the case under with inconsequential details and rabbit holes. One of the most effective items floated out was nomenclature of an assassination cabal by William Torbett, a pseudonym for a Texas lawyer with intelligence connections. Like most disinfo, it established its bona fides by revealing something real, the participation of a Swiss corporation named Permidex to help fund the assassination. From there, it went on to blame the FBI's Division 5 working with NASA and others. Torbett implicated many people, most of whom did not play any role in the event. Yet for decades, many researchers took it as unbridled truth, while in reality, it was designed to steer researchers away from the obvious culprit needing investigation, the CIA, and specifically the CIA's largest base located south of Miami called JM Wave. Carr's original FBI report documented the 2 individuals he saw on the 6th floor during the shooting. As he moved closer to the scene, he saw 3 men flee in a Rambler station wagon, easily recognized by a unique mini luggage rack. Carr began receiving death threats telling him to leave Texas. He moved to Montana, where Garrison tracked him down. When Carr testified in New Orleans, many important details were added to the sketchy FBI statement. He managed to miraculously survive 2 murder attempts, one by gun, one by knife. When stabbed in Atlanta, he managed to kill one of his 2 assailants, a remarkable feat. He died in West Virginia on August 4, 1996, and was never located by the congressional investigation, although they did make note of his contributions to the case. The part I find fascinating is a description of the team on the 6th floor. One was a stocky Cuban or Spanish man, and the other was a taller man with distinctive thick-framed glasses. Over the decades, the secret of Permidex was finally uncovered. The company was a cutout deployed by Italian CIA officers. At the time of the JFK assassination, the head of CIA in Italy was William Harvey. Harvey was supposed to have been fired after his assassination plots against Castro were called off. Instead, James Angleton and Alan Dulles moved him to Rome, where he no doubt began assisting the secret plans to eliminate JFK. JFK and RFK tried to get control over anti-Cuban operations, and RFK got into a heated argument with Harvey in the White House, resulting in Harvey being removed. Ted Shackley, Harvey's longtime cohort, remained, however, with Ed Lansdale put in charge. In the fall of 1963, the White House created a new entity inside the CIA for the covert Cuban operations, naming it SAS. Because JFK had promised not to invade Cuba as part of his post-missile crisis agreement with the Soviets, anti-Cuban operations needed to be cloaked to ensure deniability. 6 weeks before the assassination, documents about Lee Harvey Oswald began floating through the intelligence community. Strangely, the memos made no reference to Oswald's recent altercations in New Orleans or his participation in pro-Castro organizations, only his defection to and return from the Soviet Union. In fact, they went further, indicating that Oswald's Soviet sojourn had matured his political views. Many signing off on this memo had to realize the information was fraudulent. The appearance of the suspicious Oswald memo may indicate the beginnings of a JFK assassination plot. Two of the key players in this plot are Ted Shackley and David Morales, the two key individuals working under Harvey in Miami prior to his removal. It appears Harvey enlisted them along with his friend Johnny Roselli and others from the Chicago outfit, as well as at least one assassin from Europe. And I say this because Shackley went on to run Operation Phoenix in Vietnam, the biggest assassination program in the CIA's sordid history, and from there became a major player in the international heroin trade. Morales became a suspect in the RFK assassination before retiring in 1975. He returned to his native Arizona and died of a heart attack in 1978. A congressional investigator tracked Morales to Wilcox, Arizona shortly after his death and talked to a business associate named Bob Walton, who revealed Morales once went into a tirade about Kennedy at a bar after several drinks and finished it by saying, "Well, we took care of that son of a bitch, didn't we?"